What's going on, you guys? Back on YouTube as promised. You may have noticed the rebrand from MGB Customs to OpenSea Leather. There's a purpose for that. It's because we're gonna be showcasing so much of what we're doing here at OpenSea Leather in our new shop. Our first project is making the standard issue 13. We just dropped this bag. It comes with tons of options, super amazing leathers like Horween and Butero. So this one right here is fully tricked out with every possible option you can get. It's got full straps, it's got a dual front pocket, it's got a newspaper pocket on the back, it's got a laptop slip inside, it's got 2 gussets, it's got pen loops, it's got everything, okay? And then we also have the stock right here, starting at $399. This is empty inside, it's got the quarter strap. So today we're gonna show you how to make the standard issue 13, all of the tips and tricks. It's not gonna be a full-blown tutorial, but you're gonna love it. So the first thing I always do when I'm making a bag is I cut the strapping out first. I don't know why, it just is like the most annoying part of making a bag. The standard issue 13, it's got a shoulder strap, and we're gonna make this one with the full wraparound, which will be an option on the site. The standard one comes with this quarter strap here, but we're gonna do one that wraps all the way around. So we're gonna cut those out now. We're gonna set our strap cutter to 1 1/4 inch, because that's the size of the shoulder strap. We'll cut that one first. The key to cutting straps is making sure you're starting with a super straight edge on this side here. When you're running this strap cutter down, you gotta make sure you maintain contact there and here on the handle. And it makes sense to keep your tension up with your left hand. All right, now we'll cut the wraparound straps that keep the bag closed. Set those to 1 inch. I should probably mention we're using Horween Dublin for this. This is 9 ounce. So the straps are extra thick and durable, and actually has a waxed flesh reverse side. And that just helps the fibers stay nice and tight. Okay, so there's the straps. Then I need to cut out a couple of keepers. These will go on top of the bag. Just marking out my punch holes. I have dies for some of these pieces, but this one I got a hand cut. These acrylic templates are super nice. A lot of places will make them for you, like Maker's Supply. I have a Glowforge, so I'm able to cut them myself. But they just don't wear out, and they're super convenient. Just gonna cut the ends of these off. Also should mention, this is a Japanese leather knife. This is my original. Super cool. These were actually the same length once upon a time. You can tell how many times it's been sharpened. All right, so we're gonna head over to the clicker press to cut these out. But first, I cut the leather down into more manageable pieces, just because it helps when you're on the clicker press to make nice clean cuts. And obviously you can do this without a clicker press. And I always throw all the scraps on the floor and I sweep them up later. So this bag is made, the main body is made out of 6 ounce Horween Dublin. And then the strapping is 9 ounce, and then some of the pockets are 3 ounce because they don't need to support so much weight. And they make the bag lighter. With all these layers, these bags can really start to get heavy. So this is the clicker press. We're gonna throw the leather on here, and we're gonna use these big metal dies. This one's kind of awkward because it's bigger than my clicker press bed. I was gonna get one of those giant hydraulic presses, but freight shipping to Hawaii, it's kind of a nightmare, as you might expect. That is the main body of the bag that rolls over. You can already see it starting to take shape. You can see a little scar right here. So this is full grain leather, so it's gonna show some natural imperfections of the animal's life, but you can't feel it, so it's not actually damaged the grain structure of the leather. So this won't actually make the leather any weaker. So for the handle and the keepers and the shoulder pad, we use the same leather we use for the strapping, just because we want it to be as durable as possible. A lot of this bag is over-engineered, but I don't really believe in over-engineering as long as you're not adding too much weight to the bag. These things are supposed to be heirloom items. They're supposed to outlast you And for that, we want thick, full grain leather. And then for a lot of the pockets, we're gonna use our 3 4-ounce leather. Again, this is to save weight and just not to make the bag so unmanageably thick at all the seams. The standard issue comes with just one main compartment, and then all these extra pockets and things we're adding are all add-ons. I wanted people to be able to choose exactly how they wanted their bag to be, and to be able to purchase the features they want without adding extra cost for things that they didn't want. This version of the bag we're making is gonna have every possible modification you can make. And then I need 2 of these for the document slip. That's also gonna be our divider, because this is gonna have 2 gussets, this bag. The advantage of 2 gussets is just being able to fit a lot more in the bag. But it'll kind of have an accordion effect, so you can really cinch it down and make it thin, or you can stuff it full of stuff. One of these standard issue 13s with all the option takes up almost a whole hide of leather, and that's why we price out each additional add-on, essentially just compensating for the cost of all the pieces. I made a big mistake. Come on over here, check this out. I didn't line it up, so there's a big hole right there. You can see. Let's try this again. Try and be a little bit more meticulous. All right, I think I have all the pieces. There's a good chance I forgot something, because I usually do, but we'll just have to go cut it if we forgot something. The new bags are gonna get a gold foil script stamp on the laptop sleeve, just kind of hidden away, subtle, but still beautiful. So we're gonna show you how to do that. Just put the gold foil, it's actually super easy and really fun, satisfying. Things lined up nice and straight. Beautiful. So with the dies, we cut out these big pieces without any holes, and then we cut some curves into it just so we can reuse the same die for a lot of the pieces we're making. So we're gonna make a couple of those pieces now. This is the document pocket / the newspaper pocket. So we're gonna trace out our cuts on here. Now, I've been using the Japanese leather knife long enough that I'm pretty confident without using a guide or just following the line. The key to this is making sure that your bevel is facing the finished edge, not the scrap edge. That's how you cut curves. So that's all the cutting we have to do. Now we just have to punch out all of our holes. You can get all of the dies made with holes like you see here, but I reuse these panels, like I said, for different types of bags. And so if they came with holes, like for example, the quarter strap hole pattern and the full strap hole pattern are different. So we're gonna go, just put little tiny marks right in the center of these holes. So the key with these hole punches is you want to try and get a diameter that's just bigger than your rivet, because you don't want play inside of that hole with your rivet. It'll just make it weaker. Something about punching holes is so satisfying. You can see how this is going to come together. That's the front body, and that's gonna go like that. So we need to punch the belt keepers for the bottom of the bag. This is a 1-inch bag punch. This is where the strap is gonna feed through so that you can slip a newspaper in on the outside of the straps, but inside the pocket. All right, so now we're gonna put on the rivets. These are brass double cap rivets. They're super, super functional. Some people like copper rivets because they're like indestructible. They do, however, oxidize and corrode over time, but this fits the aesthetic. They're stronger than people think, and I've never had a set fail, to be honest. And we don't use Chicago screws because those also come unscrewed all the time, and you lose the ends, and then it's annoying trying to replace them. So we use double cap rivets, and I'm gonna show you how to put those on. All right, guys, the next step is the glue up. This takes quite a while, especially with like multiple gussets, but it's exciting because we're getting close to the end. So I'm just marking out a few things like where my glue lines need to start. And then if I'm gonna glue on a finished side of the leather, I have to scrape it up so that the glue sticks. When you're doing flesh side to flesh side, you don't have to worry about this step. But when you're gluing to a finished side, you gotta make sure. The worst thing that happens when you're stitching is having your glue come undone. Little tip for the glue up, find something where you can line up your edge right here. That way when you put the glue on, you don't get it onto your table. These little glue spreaders are also super convenient, but you don't have to get leather specific glue spreaders. You can get the $1 plastic putty knives from Home Depot that work just as well. And I always use a contact cement. A lot of people like water-based. I just have always felt like this stuff sticks better. It's the same stuff they use to like make handmade shoes. And we want the glue to prevent moisture from running into the seam. All right, so I'm doing my second stitch line here. I try and double stitch all of the machine stitch products. There's obviously a big debate between machine stitching and hand stitching. Obviously, hand stitching is more durable. It will last longer. That's why we offer it as one of the upgrade options for this bag. But the truth is, just to hit certain price points, just to make it work, we need to be able to offer both and give people different options for, for entry points in terms of price. This will last a very, very, very long time. And we also offer a lifetime guarantee on the stitching. If you ever pop a stitch, send it back to us. We'll repair it, no charge. All right, guys, if you appreciated this content, please support the brand simply by buying something from OpenSea Leather. You know, wallets, bags, belts, we have everything. I'm gonna try my best not to get sponsored for this channel unless it's exclusively for leather. So if you wanna support us, you want more of this content, just go support us in the shop. Grab yourself a standard issue 13. Obviously, like and subscribe. I'm not a YouTuber yet, but I have to say that. So I really appreciate you watching. Come back for more.